लिंक होना चाहिए. लिंक. Ask Nawaz to send me the link of this thing.
अच्छा. ये दूसरा वाला आपने ये सीधी प्रोसेस किया.
क्या?
ये थोड़ा डिलीट किया.
क्या डिलीट किया?
देखो देखते हैं.
नहीं भाई, बहुत ही एडजस्टमेंट होता है. Yeah, hello. Just what I want you to do is just hop into the presentation and no, forget, don't play the video. You know where to end, no? The Jai Hind part you end, and then the other part, and then just the presentation. When I say Rashid Hussain, you put that. Okay? So I think you're in control. You know on everything. Now I want the link now for this. They have asked Nawaz to send me the link. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're in control now. So please keep this. That's it. Yeah.
See, I won't be able to secure because you have to move on for this thing now.
But you will be, yeah, refreshing. So then who will do this?
It's here only.
Somebody will have to come.
Niyaz will come. जैसे वो आया था.
But किसी तो बोलना, अभी बोला लो नियाज़ को. नहीं तो उनको बोलना है. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, I request you to kindly put your mobiles on silent. I also request you to kindly maintain social distancing and follow all safety protocols in place due to the pandemic. Honorable Ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Your Excellency Dr. Osaf Saeed, distinguished guests, and my dear colleagues, good evening, namaskar, assalamu alaikum. The Embassy of India welcomes you to the celebration of the 16th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. As you know, the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is observed on 9th January to mark the contribution of the overseas Indian community towards the development of India. The day commemorates the return of Mahatma Gandhi from South Africa to Mumbai on 9th January 1915. Owing to the large and active Indian community in the kingdom, the embassy in Riyadh has been celebrating this event every year with great fervor. We begin today's event with the screening of the welcome address of the Honorable External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, and the valedictory address of the Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovindji, at the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention held this evening in New Delhi.
Thank you. Respected Rashtrapati Ji, participants and distinguished guests, dear friends. It is my privilege to warmly welcome all of you to the valedictory session of the 16th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in the august presence of the Honorable President of India. I am truly grateful to Rashtrapati Ji for gracing the occasion. I also thank all those abroad and in India who have attended the convention and contributed to its success. I also welcome you all to the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award ceremony. Our diaspora is an extended family transplanted from the motherland to distant shores. It has now flourished into an evergreen tree with its lush branches spreading across all the regions and continents. In foreign lands and communities, the Indian diaspora represents the best of our culture, ethos, and values. The hard work, discipline, and peace-loving nature of Indians have made them role models wherever they have settled. As high achievers, they have enhanced the prestige of India, especially as some have risen to occupy the tallest positions in their country. At this 16th convention, we had the privilege of being addressed by such personages The chief guest, His Excellency President Chandrika Prasad Santokhi of Suriname this morning, and by special guest, Minister Priyanka Radhakrishnan of New Zealand yesterday. The growing interest of the diaspora in participating in various initiatives is a matter of deep satisfaction. The COVID challenges, that enthusiasm has remained very strong. In fact, the difficulties of the pandemic has only brought us all even closer. In the run-up to the celebrations, we have organized 5 virtual PBD conferences on themes concerning our diaspora, such as culture, economy, GCC region, media, and the youth. We are pleased that our overseas friends participated actively in these conferences as well as the plenary sessions today. The deliberations at these sessions provide food for thought as we formulate policy on our national advancement. The address by the Prime Minister, of course, was both an inspiration for the entire diaspora and the country, as well as a direction of the path that India will be taking in its post-COVID recovery. The valedictory session today is the culmination of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas celebrations. The Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award is the highest honor conferred on overseas Indians. These awards recognize individuals or organizations for their outstanding achievements in their chosen fields in India or abroad. What they have achieved and how they have contributed, each one of them has enhanced the standing of Indians and India in the world. The award is therefore not just a mark of our appreciation, but of an expression of our gratitude for their endeavors. I once again thank all of you for participating at the convention and welcome all of you to the awards ceremony. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to request Honorable Rashtrapati Ji to kindly present the valedictory address.
Internal Affairs, Sri Sanjay Bhattacharya, Secretary Overseas Indian Affairs, distinguished members of the Indian diaspora, Pravasi Bharatiya Samman awardees, heads of missions, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. It gives me immense pleasure to connect with you all today at the valedictory session of the 16th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention. I also take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy New Year. It would have been a delight to address you in person, but for the extraordinary situation forced upon us by the COVID-19 pandemic. I convey my heartiest congratulations to all the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman awardees. I appreciate their efforts to promote better understanding of India abroad, contribute to social and humanitarian causes, and build closer links between India and their adopted countries. Their contribution in enhancing India's prestige deserves high praise. I appreciate the efforts of the Ministry of External Affairs, led by Dr. Jaishankar, in organizing this convention despite constraints caused by the pandemic. I am glad to note that in the run-up to today's convention, the Ministry has held 5 online conferences over the last 1 month, including those related to the role of diaspora in promotion of Indian culture and bringing together India's young achievers and diaspora young achievers. Earlier today, the 2 plenary sessions were devoted to the role of diaspora in Atmanirbhar Bharat and facing post-COVID challenges. Each one of the themes relates to the high impact area in the context of India's growing stature in the eyes of the world. I am confident that the ideas that have emerged in the deliberations during these conferences and today's convention will guide us in engaging the diaspora in new and constructive ways. Ladies and gentlemen, on this very day in the year 1915, Mahatma Gandhi, the greatest Pravasi Bharatiya, returned to India. He gave a much wider base to our social reforms and freedom movement, and during the next 3 decades, he changed India in many fundamental ways. Before that, during his 2 decades of stay abroad, Bapu had identified the basic principles underlying the approach India should adopt for its growth and development. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is also an occasion to recall Gandhiji's ideals for individual and collective life. Gandhiji's emphasis on Indianness, non-violence, ethics, simplicity, and sustainable development remain our guiding principles. We are indebted to Bharat Ratna Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, whose vision re-energized the links with our diaspora. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas celebrations started in 2003 when he was the Prime Minister of India. Atalji's initiatives have proved immensely helpful in strengthening the engagement of diaspora with the motherland. He also took the decision to set up a Pravasi Bharatiya Kendra, which would become the focal point for linking the overseas Indian community with their country of origin. It is appropriate that the Pravasi Bharatiya Kendra has been renamed as Sushma Swaraj Bhavan as a mark of tribute to Sushma ji's invaluable contribution to the cause of Indian diaspora. Her compassion and affection touched a large number of Indians abroad. Dear overseas Indians, India has one of the largest diaspora populations of nearly 30 million, residing in every corner of the world today. It has been aptly put that the sun never sets on the Indian diaspora. Known as the model minority, diaspora Indians have an impressive presence in the fields of science and technology, especially ICT and medicine, entrepreneurship, trade and commerce, academics, art, literature and sports. Some of you have reached leadership positions in administration and politics. You have spread the soft power of India and made your mark on the global stage. Your continued emotional attachment to India, its culture and traditions makes all of us very proud of you. You have been contributing to the growth and development of the countries of your residence, and at the same time you have been carrying your Indianness in your hearts. This emotional bonding has also translated into tangible gains for India. You have expanded India's global embrace. I have myself shared the sense of pride you feel whenever I interacted with you during my visits abroad. I have been told that the Ministry of External Affairs has recently launched the Global Pravasi Rista portal and a mobile app to connect with the Indian diaspora across the world. This is a welcome initiative. I am glad that His Excellency Sri Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, the President of the Republic of Suriname, was the chief guest in this convention. His ancestral and cultural roots are in India. Sri Santokhi is such a great votary of Indian culture and traditions that he invoked Vedic mantras in Sanskrit when he took his oath of office as the President in the month of July last year. Ladies and gentlemen, year 2020 has been the year of a global crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. India has been at the forefront in forging a global response to combat the enormous challenges posed by the pandemic. We supplied medicines to nearly 150 countries, making the world look at India as the pharmacy of the world. The recent success of our scientists and technicians in developing two COVID vaccines is a matter of achievement for the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, which is driven by the spirit of global well-being. The COVID-19 pandemic has led to severe travel disruptions. I appreciate the role played by the Ministry of External Affairs and our missions abroad for reaching out to the diaspora by facilitating their travel in these difficult times. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, members of Indian diaspora in several countries came together in ensuring critical medical supplies, helping stranded students, caring for the elderly, raising funds and providing meals to the vulnerable. By their service, they demonstrated the finest aspects of the Indian ethos. Ladies and gentlemen, the seeds of an Atmanirbhar Bharat were sown by years ago by Mahatma Gandhi's call for Swadeshi and self-reliance. Our vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat has 5 key pillars of economy: infrastructure, demography, democracy, and supply chains. Successful integration of all these factors will help achieve rapid growth and development. The idea of self-reliant India or Atmanirbhar Bharat does not mean seeking self-centered arrangements or turning the country inwards. It is about self-belief leading to self-sufficiency. We intend to contribute towards mitigating disruptions in global supply chains by enhancing availability of goods and services. The Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan of India will make the world order more just and fair, promoting greater cooperation and peace. Our diaspora has an important role in the realization of India's global aspirations. Our diaspora is our face to the world and champions India's cause on the global stage. It has always come to India's aid, whether it is for advocacy regarding international issues of concern to India or contributing to the Indian economy by way of investments and remittances. Today, India offers unprecedented opportunities in many sectors. We have set a target of becoming a $5 trillion economy by 2024. The mission of self-reliant India will also push the economy towards this target. Our investment promoting initiatives are being appreciated globally, and India is among the preferred investment destinations. I am glad to share with you that recent reforms have steadily improved India's position in World Bank's Ease of Doing Business ranking from 142 in 2014 to 63 in 2019. Several steps have been taken in order to make Indian manufacturers globally competitive. Ladies and gentlemen, India believes in the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. We have ensured that our development is shared with other countries. To this end, we look forward to engaging more meaningfully with you and seek your recommendations for providing further boost to our initiatives. We want you to actively participate in the making of New India. I invite each one of you to be a part of India's transformation story and contribute to it with your ideas, business models, investments, technical expertise, and knowledge sharing. On this occasion, I recall the rich welcome extended by the late Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji to the Indian diaspora in the first Pravasi Bharatiya Divas convention. He had said that the children of Mother India get respectful hospitality in the motherland. Our doors are forever open to welcome you. Please visit us at your place. I also invite you to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Whenever you come to India, I rely on Atalji's poetry to reiterate India's standing invitation to you all. जब जी चाहे तब आ जाना, सदा खुले हैं द्वार. Thank you. Jai Hind.
I now invite the Honorable Ambassador for his address and a brief presentation on the events and activities of the Embassy last year.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Pravasi awardees who are present here and those who are watching this program from Jeddah. Good evening, and once again, a warm welcome to all of you as we celebrate the 16th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, or the Indian Diaspora Day, which is all dedicated to all of you who are here, all of you who are watching this program from their homes. Obviously, because of COVID, we had to follow, a restricted, audience protocol. But nevertheless, each one of you represent, a huge diaspora behind you in terms of your own state, in terms of the people who speak your own language. So I'm sure that the message which we have heard today from our leaders, the External Affairs Minister and the Honorable Rashtrapati ji, carries forward, and also the message which our Prime Minister had given in the morning, who had highlighted the very strong contribution which the Indian diaspora has been doing for development of India in all walks of life, and also urging them to play a more active role in leading India to an advanced nation in terms of healthcare, in terms of science and technology, in terms of research. As you know, the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention is the flagship event which is organized by the Ministry of External Affairs every year. And this provides a very important platform to engage with diaspora all over the world. And this year's theme was contributing to Atmanirbhar Bharat, because the COVID has taught us one lesson, that all nations have to also look towards being self-reliant. It is no longer that you look to some other nation for supply of goods and services. India has been very strong in services, but after the Prime Minister had taken office, in his earlier term also in the beginning, and re-emphasizing in the second term, is to give emphasis on manufacturing and increasing our own capabilities in India. That is why I think there are opportunities which are available in plenty, and NRIs all over the world who have been exposed to technologies, who have been exposed to newer ideas emerging from their association with prestigious universities and institutions, can bring about changes in India. I know for sure that there are many, especially in the Western world, who have brought about ideas that can transform our nation. When I was there in USA, we had come across one scientist who was using nanotechnology to our traditional medicines to enhance their efficacy. And then after his two and a half years of research, now he has got a US patent, and then the products are now being in the process of being launched. So I think there are people amongst us. And yesterday, when we were launching the Indo-Saudi Medical Forum, we heard presentations of a couple of doctors, and the way some of them have presented the innovative ideas in which the healthcare sector in Saudi Arabia can be linked effectively with India. These all shows the grasp which they have of their own subject, the love which they have for their own nation, and also for the place where they are staying. Of course, our president did invite all the Pravasis that you are a link to India. India is a land of your birth. In some cases, of course, those people who are in the Western world, United States, UK, and Australia, and others, it may be not necessarily the land of their birth, but the land of the birth of their parents or grandparents. So it's a land of their ancestors. So definitely, the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas provides an opportunity for all the NRIs and persons of Indian origin to link back to India. There is always an urge to do something for the motherland, the Janmabhoomi. It's the urge which you cannot keep to yourself. So there are people who have gone from India maybe 40 years ago, 50 years ago, but still the craving is there to do something. And also, they've reached in their lives whatever they wanted to, but in some form or the other, either doing something in India or doing something which relates to India in the countries where they are staying. This is the essence of India, which each one of us carry in our hearts. And I think India is perhaps the only country in the world which has been organizing the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, recognizing the importance of Indian origin persons. Very few countries are there, although there are a few who do these kinds of events. But the way India has been doing this systematically since 2003, as our Honorable Rashtrapati Ji was mentioning, and purely as the keen interest which our former Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee Bharat Ratna awardee, he was the one who was instrumental in giving the right kind of focus to the diaspora. And then since then, of course, it has been celebrated almost every year. Only since 2015, then the government decided that instead of doing every year, it could be done once in 2 years. And in the interim period, there could be various seminars and other engaging sessions, bringing about a participation from overseas experts, policy makers, and stakeholders. So this is there. I'm also very happy that in this session also, the 16th Pravasi Divas, we had very effective participation from the Gulf countries and also participation from Saudi Arabia. Some of the diaspora members had participated in a few sessions. And also, you know that the Bharat Ko Janiye quiz was also organized as leading to the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. And I'm very happy also to inform some of you that we had a silver medalist from Saudi Arabia, which is one Mr. Rashid Hussain. So congratulations to Mr. Rashid Hussain. So we had our Saudi Arabia flag also in this. The importance of diaspora is that we have almost close to 32 million people living all over the world. But the diaspora which is in the Gulf countries is different from the diaspora in let's say United States, Canada, or Australia. In terms of absolute numbers, it's quite possible that those who are in the North America, may be more in numbers. But in terms of the individuals with Indian passport, holding Indian passports, the ones in the Gulf exceed all of them. First is UAE, I guess, with more than 3 million people, and then of course Saudi Arabia. Last count was 2.6, but then after the VBM, mission where we repatriated around 300,000 people, maybe the numbers have come down a bit. But nevertheless, still a very, very big number, and the diaspora has shown resilience and the grit to be together during testing times. As Rashtrapati was mentioning, and as earlier the Prime Minister mentioned, that these were one of the most difficult times, 2020. But in these difficult times, we found that many members of the Indian diaspora came forward, the volunteers came forward and made things so smooth, for repatriation of individuals, supplying food, supplying medicine. All these things would not have been possible. The Indian Embassy would not have been able to do this mega repatriation exercise successfully without your participation. So I really thank you from the bottom of my heart that you have lived up to that reputation. We consider overseas Indians as partners in our growth of our nation, the catalyst for our country's development, and the ones which can take India to greater heights and on a global platform. Similarly, you are also a link as brand ambassadors, I would say each one of you who are working here, connecting India with your employers in Saudi Arabia. So your conduct and your expertise is always noticed and then relayed to us. And I must tell you that in every interaction which we have with any high dignitary in Saudi Arabia, I have been only hearing words of praise about your contribution. So again, thank you for your dedication and hard work. I would not dwell too much on the what is happening between India and Saudi Arabia, because we have been talking earlier on different platforms. Of course, we will soon show you some slides which could kind of run you through the relationship. But suffice to say that things are moving in the right direction. Things have strengthened day by day. Things are strengthening day by day. More so after the visit of our Prime Minister in October 2019, where the Strategic Partnership Council was formed. We do hope that there would be an opportunity perhaps this year for the leadership to meet again, perhaps here or perhaps in India. Either our Prime Minister comes here or His Royal Highness may go to India. We will work for that. But the relationship has reached that level that at the top there is a greater understanding. You have seen the successes of India in terms of foreign policy. I would not dwell too much on the details of what we have achieved, but you have been reading about all these developments in the newspapers. So we are very satisfied, but then this is not, we should not be complacent. We have to set high targets, and to 2021 we want to make up for the loss of the time in 2020 there where we couldn't have many things what we had planned in the bilateral side. But certainly this year we look forward to a greater engagement with Saudi Arabia, and I'm sure that all of you would also be very much part and parcel of our engagement. Some of the things which we would like to do also would be to promote Indian art and culture, to promote yoga, to promote Indian businesses, people-to-people engagement. All these things are there. And we have also seen the launch of the SIBN, relaunch of SIBN, relaunch of Indo-Saudi Medical Forum. We are soon going to relaunch the Saudi Indian Education Forum, then Youth Forum, then Women's Forum. So many plans are there, and we would be engaging with you closely on many of these matters so that we treat in a direction which is correct, and we move together hand in hand, embassy and the diaspora. So I seek your support in all these things which we will be doing in future. Ladies and gentlemen, you are aware that so far till last year, we have 6 persons from the kingdom who were recognized by the government bestowing upon them the coveted Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award. And of course, the first one was the late Dr. Majid Qazi in 2006, then Dr. Rafiuddin Fazalbai in 2008, Dr. MS Karimuddin in 2011, who also happens to be the Vice President of the Indo-Saudi Medical Forum chapter in Jeddah, then Dr. Mohammad Arke in 2013, Mr. Shihab Kutukud, who is here amongst us in 2014, and Mrs. Zina Jafri, I think she is not here in the kingdom. But then I'm very, very happy, pleased, and delighted to congratulate one very distinguished personality who is amidst us, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and a gem of a person, and a dear friend, Dr. Siddiq Ahmad. Could you please just identify yourself? Siddiq Ahmad has been chosen as the 7th recipient of the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, and so I congratulate you for what you have been doing. Of course, we will be honoring him a little later, in the event, where, of course, you would also know what are the various things he has done. He is a very modest person. He has been recognized by Bill Gates Foundation. Many of you may not be aware of what are the various activities he has done, but certainly, Dr. Siddiq Ahmad, we are very, very happy that after a gap of 4 years, we do have, or 3 years, we do have a winner from Saudi Arabia. So congratulations once again. I sincerely appreciate all the meaningful contribution done not only by the Pravasi awardees who I mentioned, but all of you once again. And as we move along, I say that it's a step we take together and not one after the other. So, ladies and gentlemen, with these brief remarks, I would just like to show you a few slides so that you get an idea what happened in last 1 year, 2020. Despite the pandemic, there had been many things. So, just it will take 2-3 minutes. So, as you see, we had the successful visit of the finance minister in February. Then we had several virtual engagements between our Prime Minister and His Royal Highness Crown Prince and His Majesty King Salman. Then we had the successful participation of our Prime Minister in the G20 summit. We had a very successful Vande Bharat mission where we could repatriate around 300,000 people. This was, of course, the biggest operation handled by us. And again, so we started with the physical visit of Finance Minister, ended the year with the physical visit of the first visit by the Chief of Army Staff, General M.M. Narawane, to the kingdom. So this is a month-by-month picture of what had happened. Of course, this takes us back exactly 1 year ago. You sitting there, I'm here making the presentation. So time passes so fast, And it was, of course, a very colorful, presentation. This we are missing this year because of COVID. Yeah. Then, of course, we continued with our various engagements from the embassy side, from my side, with various high dignitaries, Minister of Interior, then the Shura Council, again conveying our points of view, India point of view, the India story to all the leaders of Saudi Arabia. All of you had joined in a very, colorful celebration, very, very nice celebration, which we had with so many of you participating with exhibitions and other things. I don't know what kind of contours this year it will be because, still the restriction is only 50 people. We will definitely have one, but I don't know in what format. So you will have to bear with us if the numbers are restricted, if some of you don't get the invitation, because we do have to rotate people, but we will try our best to see, there should be some events where we could engage. There will be definitely a celebration, but we will let you know soon in what format and how and where we are going to do it. Of course, we had another very significant, event last year. We had the visit of the Indian Coast Guard ship, Samudra Paharedar, to the MAM. And just to mention to you that we have recommended that there should be more such turnaround, operational turnaround visits of Indian ships to various ports in Saudi Arabia in this year and the years to come. So although we had only one visit last year, we do hope that we may have more number of visits. This gives us an opportunity also to host the Saudi Armed Forces and Saudis and our Indian nationals on the ship, and this creates a good understanding and bonhomie. Of course, our primary engagement as the embassy is with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Prince Faisal bin Farhan, and then of course Dr. Adil Jubair. This continued. Our External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, had been interacting with Prince Farhan for during this period. Several calls took place. In fact, one call took place only a week ago. So this has been a great continuity despite all kinds of dislocations which we had because of COVID. We had several meetings with different ministers, Minister of Finance, Minister of Hajj, and again last year the Hajj couldn't take place with international participation, it was only local. So we are again not sure this year what kind of arrangements would be made by the kingdom, but definitely we are in touch, and very soon we will also find out whether it will be same like last year or whether it will be restricted, limited, or what numbers come in. This is something also the people in India are looking forward to. One of the things which, as I mentioned, which we are very keen is to strengthen our cooperation in the field of culture. So there has been several engagements with the Ministry of Culture, starting from these visits with the Vice Minister of Culture, but it is continuing. So many other meetings have taken place. So you would definitely see some forward movement in our cultural relationship. For instance, the Saudi side is keen to host a Saudi film festival in the same auditorium here, and we are working with them. And I think maybe next month, we would have it. This would be the first time we'll have a Saudi film festival. Maybe we'll interject some Indian movies also in that, but this is a good development. They have actually sought to partner with us in this. Similarly, I had very good meeting with the chairman of the Journal Entertainment Authority. Again, many things are taking place. You'll be surprised that there is a Indo-Saudi joint film production is being talked about, and then film shootings here. So, we are all in for excitement. And I only said that whenever you have top stars like Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan and all, they should all make themselves available to meet our diaspora. Okay, again, in our own way, we have been, encouraging our artists among our own diaspora. So again, this holds good for any one of you who has any talent, you would like us to showcase it, support it, and we will be able to do so. So please come forward, be it poetry, be it painting, be it anything. So, let us kind of, let that art be seen by others. Of course, a very good meeting which we had with the Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, as part of the G20 Finance Ministers meeting. We were thinking last time, to 2019, the thought process was that each year we should have at least 3 to 4 states. We invite the states to come and showcase their capabilities, so that ultimately what happens is that when the investments are made and the projects are finalized by the kingdom, they go to a particular state. So as part of that, we had started with Andhra Pradesh, delegation from Andhra Pradesh. We had in mind to invite other delegations from other states, but unfortunately, again, because of COVID, we couldn't do so. But hopefully this year, we would have a few more delegations from different states in India. The idea is the states show how they are, encouraging foreign investments, and how what kind of facilities and incentives they would give to investments from Saudi Arabia. There are many companies, Saudis companies, which are interested in making investments in India. And as also you would know that, you would be knowing that the World Bank has started ranking the Indian states also on various parameters. So to say, there is a competition of sort between the states itself, which state could provide what kind of facilities. So our idea is to engage directly with the states also, and then as part of our state facilitation exercise. So again, any of you, if you would like to promote your states in some manner and you could facilitate in this, you could get in touch with my office. Of course, our Prime Minister, when the COVID started, had engaged with all ambassadors and then gave us instructions on how we should monitor the situation, how we should engage with the diaspora. So this is one session which we were taking with our Prime Minister. Of course, one of the things which happened during the COVID is, as far as our embassy's engagement with the diaspora, is that I was able to engage with diaspora in all parts of the kingdom, which was generally very difficult for us to do. But thanks to the facilities of virtual meetings, during the COVID, I was able to interact with communities even in Jizan, Najran, and all places in different settings which we had. And so this was very useful. Then we had several webinars to promote Saudi Indian businesses. Very important, yoga. I would like to also take a couple of minutes on this. Of course, we did have a very good session despite the COVID challenge. We did have a very engaging section, which was inaugurated by the Minister of Ayush, Sripad Yesu Nayak, and we had speakers like Dr. David Frawley and many others, and of course Dr. Nagendraji. You will be very happy to note that, you see, in 2017, yoga had got a recognition as a sporting exercise in Saudi Arabia. And since then, we have been trying, a lot of people have been trying to have, to get yoga the standardized in the kingdom, so that, you know, there are rules and regulations stipulated, and then we move towards recognition of yoga as a, wellness exercise. I'm very happy to share with you that only recently the kingdom has come up with very elaborate guidelines for yoga, and now people will make it public also. It's already there with this thing. So it is a dedicated hard work of yoga enthusiasts who have been pursuing this. Embassy has been also chasing it. So we are one step closer to also making yoga as a health and wellness exercise. Simultaneously, we are working with Dr. Nagendraji, for the SPIASA University to have a yoga center of excellence to be opened up in the kingdom in partnership with the Ministry of Sports here. So maybe this would be one of our targets, and I have personally set up a target for myself that this should be done before the next yoga day. Yeah, Saudi Center for Strategic Partnerships is again one of our key partners in the kingdom. They have been the ones with whom we have been discussing for forming the Strategic Partnership Council, and then in the last 1 year, despite COVID, the committees, the ministerial committees, especially the committee on the trade, commerce and investment, which is headed by Prince Abdulaziz, the Minister of Energy from Saudi side, and Mr. Piyush Goyal, the Minister for Commerce and Industry on our side, they have been meeting, not at the ministerial level, but at the senior officers level, and joint working groups have been formed. So as the Strategic Partnership Council has been of our great assistance to us in all this. Of course, we just mentioned about the relaunch of the Saudi Business Network. We have relaunched it both in Jeddah and in Riyadh, and next month, I think 6th or 7th of February, we are going to launch it in Dammam. Yes, I just mentioned about the Hajj. So we are waiting for some information from the Saudi side about the contours of Hajj. Another thing, when you see the slide on the Diriyah Development Authority, this meeting was again very unique. Again, as an extension of the cultural cooperation which the kingdom wants to have with us, very eager to do so. One of the discussions which we had was again to develop an area within Diriyah or a park or a small area within the Diriyah Development Authority's jurisdiction to make it like a little mini India kind of a township. We are still discussing, hopefully this also should come through. This was another major development last year. We have an annual India GCC dialogue, and this took place on November, and where our External Affairs Minister had participated. There were ministers from UAE, Kuwait, and also participation from Saudi Arabia and Qatar, apart from the GCC Secretary General. We are working with GCC to have a India GCC strategic dialogue, and also India GCC free trade agreement. And you would have also read in the papers that in the recently concluded GCC summit here, the emphasis was also given to have relationship enhanced with countries in Asia, and particularly with India, and also to conclude the FTA very soon. Of course, Jeddah and other places, I keep visiting and interact with the diaspora and then learn from them what are the things which they would like and all. Also, we had very good meetings, very good visit in Yambo. One of the things I would like to also share with you is that in my recent visit to Medina, and I had a very good discussion with the Deputy Governor, the communities in Yambo and in Medina have been deprived of educational facilities in terms of community schools. while, there are 10 community schools, but, there are no schools in Yambo, there are no schools in Medina. Especially in Yanbo, we have large number of Indian professionals working there. Many of them have actually come from Jubail and then, and transferred to Yanbo. So there they are feeling the difference where they could get the good facilities of education in Jubail. They couldn't avail of this. So I had raised this matter with the Deputy Governor, and he was very forthcoming, and he promised that whatever necessary to have a school, Indian school open, will be there. So if this happened, then we will have an 11th school in Yanbo, inshallah, hopefully. Of course, this was again a very landmark thing. We have been working very closely with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has appreciated India's involvement in different sessions of G20, from cybersecurity, from women's issues, from climate change, and many others. And this was the summit level engagement. Health is again another area where we are working very closely with Saudi authorities. And as what we have been doing also, ISMF and other things are an extension of this. One of the things, some companies are also here. I can see some company representatives. You see, a very important meeting was with Nazaha. Now this is the National Anti-Corruption Commission, where you be time and again you are reading in the newspapers about the action taken against corrupt and others. Now, what happens is that sometimes what we feel is common or something routine may not necessarily be so in the context of the kingdom. So all those Indian companies who are operating here, you have to be very careful in the manner in which you engage with government officials and all. They are very strict in terms of any financial dealing, anything which is not normal. So also it is also for the Indian nationals. So I would not give you details, but if you want details, you could kind of discuss with us separately. But please follow these guidelines. We are soon going to have a seminar with Nazaha. We'll have a seminar with various Asian countries where commercial officers would also be there. We would be inviting Indian companies to join there. There the Nazaha officials will tell you the do's and don'ts of operating here in the kingdom. So I would say that please follow this meticulously and don't take these things lightly, because this may land you in some kind of inconvenience or trouble. Yes, again, very good interaction with the GCC Secretary General after the GCC engagement. The last was, of course, the GACA chief. I'll come to that a little later. Again, cooperation in the media sector is one of the things which we have been working with Saudi Arabia. We have agreement between the SPA and the Press Trust of India, and for news sharing and exchange of information. So we are going to enhance that cooperation for our information of friends in the media. Again, high-tech cooperation, high-level cooperation in the space science is another thing which we are looking at with the kingdom. This was my second meeting with His Royal Highness Prince Sultan bin Salman. And again, we have extended an invitation to him to go to India, and he has accepted the invitation, and technical level talks have already started between ISRO and Saudi Space Commission, and we do hope that we will have some meaningful cooperation this year. Labor reforms, Saudi Arabia has come up with labor reforms, and which from the month of March this will take effect. We have been engaging with the Ministry of Labor, and then we also have an Asian labor forum where countries, manpower supplying countries like Philippines and Indonesia, Egypt, and all the other countries, India included, we keep engaging. This was, of course, the briefing which the Ministry of Labor had given to us. Again, this is a very separate, elaborate chapter where we will like to discuss with you separately what are the implications of this. Of course, we had this very landmark visit I mentioned about, General M.M. Narawane. This was the very first visit by an Indian Army chief to Saudi Arabia. He was very well received, a lot of emphasis on protocol and and details and talks. This, the one on your right, this was the Minister of Interior of Yemen who had come and met me. Even before before he was sworn in, he was just appointed, and he came looking forward to India's support in reconstruction and developmental assistance, and because of our long-standing relationship with Yemen. Again, this reflects the close interaction which we have with the diaspora. And last meeting, I had mentioned to you that we try to engage the best of our officers in the community welfare in the consular section. So Mr. M.R. Sajiv has been now made in charge of the community welfare section. Unfortunately, he's not here, has gone back. His mother is not well, but he will be in touch with all the community members and organizations, and whatever you would like to be done in terms of facilitation, he could be your nodal point. Of course, consular section is one of the heavy sections which we have with so much of demand and so much of pressure which is put on them. As you could see the figures, we had issue of passports and emergency certificates, over 100,000, attestation 17,000 plus, other services 7,800, visas and OCIs 6,600. We have been in close touch that despite pandemic, their services should not be disrupted. So the consular section is in a constant touch with VFS to improve the services, to also take those consular tours, and we'll be frequently reviewing the thing, and if there are suggestions for further improvement or whatever your feedback, you're most welcome to share with us. So thank you so much for your patience. And once again, welcome and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks and that very informative presentation. As you all know, the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards, instituted by the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, recognize and honor exceptional and meritorious contribution of Pravasis in their chosen field in India or abroad, and enhance India's prestige in their country of residence. The award, in the form of a citation and a gold medal, is given by the President of India. As remarked by His Excellency the Ambassador, we have had 6 awardees from the Kingdom so far. For the year 2020-2021, the Embassy is extremely proud to announce that Dr. Siddiq Ahmed has become the 7th Pravasi Bharatiya Samman awardee from the Kingdom.
Mr. Siddiq Ahmed from Saudi Arabia is being awarded the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award in the field of business. Mr. Ahmed is a business visionary and an entrepreneur. He has worked on innovative technology in the sanitation sector and delivered e-toilet in line with Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
Dr. Siddiq Ahmed is the Chairman and Managing Director of Iram Group, a business conglomerate in industrial contracting, project management solutions, automotive, healthcare, travel, IT, manufacturing, power, trading, floor covering, product representation, and other commercial services. Dr. Ahmed hails from Kerala and has 25 years of experience and has built an enviable business empire. Besides his contribution in business, the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award is a recognition of Dr. Ahmed's contribution and commitment to address critical challenges such as sanitation, environmental issues, skilling, and sustainable living through integrity, innovation, and ideas. Linking up with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Dr. Ahmed has extended his vision and expertise through his company, Iram Scientific, and in line with the government's Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, has ideated the e-toilet, which was showcased in the UN Innovation Exhibition. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi had bestowed upon Dr. Siddiq Ahmed the Toilet Titan Award in 2015 in recognition of his efforts. I now invite Dr. Siddiq Ahmed, an Honorable Ambassador, to the stage and request the Ambassador to present Dr. Ahmed with a bouquet and a shawl.
I just want to say that Siddiq Ahmed is also the Vice President of the Dammam chapter of SIBN. So this is again one more thing on the thing. And before I invite him, I will also like to say that today there's a, there's double, happiness for me, because not only Siddiq Ahmed, but another dear friend from Doha days, Dr. Mohan Thomas, also won the award. So again, congratulations to both of you. Come, Siddiq.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Actually, I am not a good speaker. Normally, I am the best worker I can say in my company. I do work for 24/7. But as part of honoring, I need to have some speech. So normally, I ask my staffs or senior people to get me some writing. I don't want to give misguide on the people. Respected His Excellency Ambassador of India to Saudi Arabia, Dr. Ausef Sayyid, dignitaries on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. First and foremost, let me take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to Government of India and Ministry of External Affairs for selecting me for this prestigious award. Also, I wish to express my deepest thankfulness to our respected ambassador for the nomination for this important award. Thank you, sir. I'm extremely humbled to receive this esteemed award. Also, I am very grateful to be here among a group of extremely dedicated individuals who strive to make these lives of our fellow Pravasi Indians to the better. We may be far from our great homeland India, but our heart and souls are still with our great nation India. Our roots are always connected in India, its heritage and the prevailing rich culture. I used to go everywhere to promote Indian culture. This is what we have to exchange each other, not only to Saudi Arabia, wherever we are. I believe that the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman truly contributes and helps connect the communities here with our homeland. The honor of the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman indeed acknowledges the necessity of associating and being a bilateral bridge between the countries in today's global world. As I remember during His Majesty King Abdullah's visit to India in 2006, he mentioned that India as his second home. He didn't mean, he says from his heart. It's not just for the media published, but he says he means it that it is really true. And we feel that. And signed in India, in Delhi, declaration, the first such a bilateral document ever signed by a Saudi king, which provided a comprehensive roadmap for bilateral and trade nation, which started many years before. I strive to be this very bridge and connection between India and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Indian communities within Saudi Arabia have truly proven to be a vital factor. This connection or relationship between the countries, the Indian community has brought in their own culture, and Saudi Arabia has accepted this with open hands. And today we are witnessing all here. The Indian diaspora have strived and flourished within their respective fields and contributed scientifically for the economic betterment for both the great nation. The remarkable progress shown by both the nations give me immense hope that Saudi Arabia and India shall further increase their trade and culture partnership in the coming years. As all you know, the recent times have not been easy due to the COVID pandemic, but I am confident that this will bring more opportunity within us and help us strengthen the relationship between the two countries, and this is between two great nations. As we all know, Saudi Arabia and India enjoys great bilateral business relationship since very long. Saudi Arabia is the India fourth largest trade partner. Both countries are linked by geography, history, and culture, and enjoy warm and cordial diplomatic and business relationship. I used to support and help our fellow overseas Indian in Saudi Arabia and the other GCC countries. With this award, I feel that my responsibility towards our fellow Indians only increases. I wish to assure you all that I shall do my level best effort and service to our sisters and brothers as much as possible. I am dedicating this important award to all Indian in Saudi Arabia, my employees, as well as to my family members, my father, my mother, my brother, all sisters, my wife Nushaiba, and my children, Rizwan Ahmed, Rizana Mariam, and Rizvi Mariam. Without their blessing and prayers, I cannot reach where I am today and receive this award. I was watching the award, and the government of India noticed maybe what I've done a little bit in Saudi Arabia, but they are focused on what I've done in India, for especially in sanitation sector. I'm happy to say that when I started before 11 years back for sanitation sector, is it not just toilet? Is it water saving purpose? This toilet is used only just less than 1 liter water. We believe that water sacrificing for the future for the country, whole country will be suffer for the water. So we are, almost all the houses are flushing 7 liter water each flush, where we developed new technology ourselves and associated later with Bill Gates. And now California University, including other universities, are working together. And we developed this technology, and I am very happy to say that our Prime Minister of India noticed and honored me in 2015. After that, today, again, it's also part of that. They honored me today, Pravasi Bharatiya. I just wanted to conclude. I'm sure that there are people better than me and my capabilities in the world or across the world. Whoever missed the chance, definitely the chances are always available for everyone. And thank you once again. I don't have much words to express to you. I would like to conclude by saying that I am receiving this important award on behalf of all Indians, Saudi Arabia, and it gives me immense pride and privilege to accept this honorable award for the Indian community. A million thanks to you all for the honor and love shown to me always. Please stay safe and healthy. Jai Hind. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed, and congratulations once again. You have indeed made all of us at the embassy and indeed the entire Indian community in the kingdom very proud with your achievement today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a proud moment for the embassy that besides the prestigious Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, we also have the honor to state that we have a winner in the Bharatiya Ko Janiye quiz, an important initiative of the Government of India to engage Indian diaspora and friends of India. The third edition of the quiz was organized online with 4 rounds for 3 categories of participants: persons of Indian origin, non-resident Indians, and foreign nationals in the age group of 18 to 35. We are happy to announce that Mr. Rashid Hussain is a silver medal winner in the NRI category. He hails from Bihar and works as an operation and maintenance engineer with the Saudi Bin Laden Group. As he's currently working on a project at the Royal Palace, due to COVID safety protocols, he's unable to join us today, but I was told he just messaged me that he is joined online. So I would like to extend our congratulations to him as well, and we hope to honor him in person at a future date. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the end of the program. I thank the Honorable Ambassador for his presence and also express gratitude to the PBS awardees. We have 2 now in amidst us today in this auditorium, Mr. Shihab and of course Dr. Siddiq. Thanks for your gracious presence. And thank you all for joining us today. We hope that in the future we are able to navigate safely through this pandemic period, and we are able to involve more community members in our events going forward. Thanks once again, and you're now requested to join us for refreshments.